Where should I look?
Um, honestly, it's kind of gonna be at me for real, cause
Okay, that's cool.
I like conversation. Okay, so we are here live. What up, though? It's your boy Bus Driver. Welcome to the bus stop. We are here live with the lovely Lilith Rose, and we're gonna get into everything that she does in just a few minutes because I done did a little bit of research and I know this a lot, and I think that's incredibly dope. So I want to welcome y'all to the show. This is a new spot, new location, but it's the same show, man. You gonna get the same vibes. You're gonna get the same dope interviews, the same dope creatives that are in this city, not only in the city, but around the world, man, because that is the goal, to kind of let people know what people are doing, not only here, not only locally, but across the country and across the globe as well, because it's a lot of dope artists, a lot of people doing incredibly dope things out here, and that's kind of the purpose of the show, you know, is to let people know what people are doing and some of the dope, it's going to be unedited, the dope shit that's out here. So once again, welcome to the bus stop, Miss Lilith Rose, excuse me. So if you could tell the people a little bit about who you are, what it is that you do.
Sure. I guess, well, by day I am a therapist. That's my 9 to 5. But I do a lot of artist management. I do a podcast called Psych 101. Also kind of going along with the therapy thing, Psychology 101, trying to interview people kind of on a deeper level and get into the minds of creatives.
Okay.
And then I throw a lot of events and host events and talking to you, kind of what your purpose is. Mine is similar, just kind of being able to showcase people's art. So that's what I really love doing.
So how did you kind of get into doing that? Like, first of all, how do you go from psychology to kind of doing events, or like was that something that kind of went hand in hand, or like how did that whole thing kind of come about?
It didn't necessarily at first go hand in hand. But I have a background, well, not really background. My mom did a lot of like throwing parties and events and things when I was growing up, so I just naturally kind of got, you know, I guess that kind of gift for throwing events and having an eye for that type of thing, and just I have a creative mind already, so when I've gotten into the art world, I've wanted to you know, have different ideas and come to fruition with that. And tying that back to psychology, though, I really do think that it's just such a healing thing for everyone's mental health to be able to create and express themselves, and art and music are some of the most healing things. So that's also why I'm so passionate about it all.
And I can definitely understand that, because like, I mean, you look at you know, artists like Van Gogh, where it's like you kind of feel like he didn't necessarily, if you don't have that outlet, you're going to go crazy almost. You know what I'm saying? Because it's something that's in you that is
yearning to get out.
Right, and it's like you have to share it. Like you can't, if you don't share it, like you're gonna you know you're gonna lose it. You're definitely gonna lose it. Okay, so I mean, as far as doing events and kind of like that avenue, how long have you been doing that?
Gosh, it's been probably maybe the last like 5 or so years.
Okay.
Yeah, and it really just started out like, you know, they say when you're like vibrating high, you naturally attract people on the same vibration. So I would just naturally be in the right spaces at the right time and gain the right friendships with just dope, amazing artists. And then it was really like, let me showcase my friends. So I would have like house shows and be like, just call up a friend, like Duct Tape Jesus, and be like, hey, you want to come perform?
By the way, I'm sorry, I saw Duct Tape Jesus for the first time at the RVA pop out.
Yo,
incredibly
amazing.
Dope. Like the energy was there. I was like, yo, I need more of that in my life.
I love him so much. That's my brother. And any time that I've asked him to come perform, and even if it's been like a house show, you know what I mean? It's like he's down for it, and he's just the energy has been right, and he's been on my show, on my podcast. So, but I've just been blessed and fortunate to connect with these type of people.
And it's nothing like having that opportunity, that platform to put like your friends on.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Because I think that's it's something special that, like, you know, knowing, like, because even with my brother, so with the theme song I actually have to my show, he produced it, he rapped on it, like all of that.
Yeah.
It was a song of his that I played on my show a little while ago.
Okay.
He was like, yeah, this was the first time, you know, I've ever heard myself on the radio. Like, you know, streaming services is one thing, like, you know, you can just get to it instantly, but to hear it on the radio in somebody's rotation was a completely different feeling.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? So it is something dope about, you know, being around incredible creatives and also having that platform to put people on. I think that's been my main thing. And that's why I'm so glad that you're here. It's to put people on to dopeness, man.
Yeah.
Like it's so much good that's happening not only in the city, but I feel like in the world. And there is a special group of people that are keeping the world together. That's one thing. That's one thing I view art as. It's like it's the glue that keeps the world from exploding.
This crazy world.
Yeah,
Yes,
you know.
absolutely. Yeah.
Look at COVID. Like, what were people doing? There were video games. Music.
Yo.
So who are the people that are doing this? Like that. Those are very, very special people. So
Yeah,
definitely good.
Yeah.
So who are because I feel like I put people on the spot with this. What did you listen to like growing up? Because I'm a huge music person. So some of the artists that you listen to like growing up.
Ooh, growing up, a lot of Bob Marley,
Okay.
Stevie Wonder, Mariah Carey for sure, Boys to Men, Lauryn Hill. Those
Okay.
are definitely my tops. I know that was a lot.
Yeah, those are absolutely. Those
On
are
rotation,
classic
like,
classic
yeah.
artists. Absolutely, absolutely. I know people have their feelings about Lauryn Hill, but we're not gonna get into that. But just be on time. That's all I'm saying. Anyway, okay, I think that's a solid selection. I like. It's very. I can't even say old school because that's what I grew up on, and I'm not trying to date myself. But it's good vibes. It's definitely good vibes.
Definitely good vibes.
So
yeah.
I believe the first time I actually met you was the Yard.
Okay, yeah.
The Yard.
Yeah.
Yep. I was actually venting out there.
Where you been?
A couple of different
Okay.
locations. If y'all know, y'all know. With that kind of concept and that idea, how did that come about? Because that's where I feel like I got my start again in like just being around in the creative community was really that event.
That's why I ended up. Say that. That's beautiful. Yeah.
I got to see Breeze perform, which was every time I see that man perform, it's gonna be a couple tears dropping every time.
Yeah.
That's why I met Anna Helene in the Spirit.
Yes, that's where I met her as well. Yeah.
Metallic King. It's just been a bunch of different artists that I've been able to kind of see in these spaces, and for me it kind of started there.
Yeah.
So how did that whole thing kind of come about? What made you want to do that?
Well, no, I say this every single time that the Yard comes up. The Yard was the idea of Bree.
Okay. Shout out to Bree.
Yes, shout out to Bree. It was an amazing idea, and it started in her literal backyard, which was in Jackson Ward, and it was a very intimate and dope vibe. And basically, so she had this idea, and then knowing that I do a lot of events and hosting shows and knowing artists, she came to me, and then we kind of came together and created this thing. So literally in the very beginning, it was in her backyard, and then it became a larger event, and then it moved to my backyard, which was this create space.
Which
Which was really dope.
Oh my God, that space
Yeah.
I love.
Yeah.
It was being outdoors. It was the closeness of it. It was the right. Like it was just.
Were there s'mores?
I'm pretty sure there were at some point.
Because I was the one that asked for the s'mores every time.
Like,
If you see s'mores, it's me. I don't know why.
That's
It's
good
just
to know.
a thing.
Definitely good to know. But that was an incredible. It made me feel good. You know what I'm saying?
so
And that's
glad,
one thing.
yeah.
I love spaces, especially creative spaces where I go home and I'm talking about it for days on days.
Yeah.
Oh well, I remember this happened, or just kind of being in this space and feeling that. For me, and I would say this, and I would say this forever. Art is like church to me. Concerts are like church to me. Because when you think about it, a lot of people go to church, it's the same energy, the same vibe.
Yeah.
When you go to a concert, for me, it's the same thing. People are there for the same reason. I want to see this artist because I'm waiting for this song, so I can holler on my part. You know what I'm saying? It's like how you have certain people that wait for certain parts of the service. That so it's just I feel like it's the same thing. And with that, it was. It helped me get through. It helped me get through the week. I can say that. You know what I'm saying? It's just kind of like those moments and creating those spaces are incredibly important. So it's like for people who have those opportunities and know people who are doing things, support that because it is incredibly necessary. And I remember I smoked debris actually the first time I was there. And I'm like, yo, this is the spot where you find your Erykah Badu's, where you find your comments, where you find like that next, you know what I'm saying, that next generation of dope artists, and spaces like that are needed. So thank you for that. I'm saying all that to say
Yeah,
thank you.
well,
I
thank you
appreciate
for
that.
as well. For sure.
Because that's yeah. Like I said, I've been able to run into a lot of dope people, and with that, that's how
it was an era, yeah.
Yeah, yep.
Yeah, a dope time and a dope space.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And I guess in coming to that, like I said, I was able to meet Anna Helen in the spirit, and that's how we ended up here now. So kind of getting into that, I know that you have an event coming up.
Yes. Speaking of
with
dope
Noah.
spaces.
I'm sorry,
wait.
in that space.
sorry, no, different.
I'm sorry, but actually, go ahead.
No, you said something with Noah.
Because y'all doing it's an event at the Charged Up store, right?
Oh, I don't have any event.
Oh, I thought that was I'm sorry.
I was like, I do.
My bad. I'm sorry, because I was looking at the wrong flyer.
It's okay.
So what event do you got coming up?
Yes. So Anna and Anna actually found this space. It's a really dope, huge music studio in Northside called Sound of Music.
Okay.
But it gives like warehouse vibes. Like it's really cool space. And so we're going to be bringing events on Tuesdays this fall, alternating different events. So her event is called Last Artist Standing, which is kind of like think American Idol. So there's going to be like contestants, artists, and they perform. Then we have judges, 3 judges every time, which are going to be creatives, artists from the city, local people that we know and respect and love. They kind of go through the rounds, and there's a winner at the end, and they get a prize. It should be a really cool way to showcase art and in a fun, competitive spirit, and just get feedback from other creatives in a really like collaborative type of thing. So,
okay.
Yeah.
So with the and we're definitely gonna get more into like the idea and kind of how that came about. But I do want to know, like, with the artist management, like, how did you kind of step into that, like?
Sure. And I will say too, there's another event, but that I didn't talk about yet. We'll get back to that. But artist management. So honestly, prior to being in this art world and music world, I have done mostly management type of work, like program management in the mental health field. Like I am a leader, I am a manager. I'm do well at seeing what needs to be done, and I take action, and I'm a doer. So it started out with just helping out, again, friends that are creatives with different projects, and kind of taking the lead, and then being like, hey, you're my manager. And even if it's
30%?
Yeah.
30%? You say 30? Okay, yep, that's something. I am your manager. Yes, I am.
Yeah. And even like helping people to manage like an album release, like an event, or just a process, or whatever, an idea that they might have. That's kind of where my talents lie. So people come to me for a variety of things, but yeah, and it can be short term, long term, whatever. But I just like helping people bring things to fruition.
Because that's one thing I've thought about it before. I've been approached to be a manager, and I don't know if that's like, what I'm saying, if I could quite do that. Like putting events together, that's one thing I have loved doing. And it's more so like once you get it done, like the entire process for me is stressful. I'm calling people, because at one point I was putting together comedy shows, which is, I have a whole story of actually how I ended up doing radio. Was hosting, I was putting together, producing comedy shows. My host couldn't make it, so I ended up hosting the show. From me hosting a show, somebody brought me onto a radio show, and I started on radio.
Okay,
so it was a little process in that, but just kind of like that whole process of calling comedians, making sure people are there on time, making sure the flyers go out.
Oh yeah, it can be real.
But
Lord,
and I'd done it. This was 10 plus years ago in Richmond. And I got back into it more recently. But I remember one show years ago. Antoine Scott, this was down at Sheba, so this was before it was Audie's. This what I'm saying. This is when it was Sheba. And it was one show. I'm standing at the door because there were no seats, and it was just the feeling of, I know that I put in all this work, and this is the result of all. That's one thing. Like I love. That's why I have no problem. If somebody wants to plan an event, like, I got you. I mean, at this point, I need to get paid, but it's a creative space. And I think that's one thing a lot of people don't understand and realize with event planners, that they're creatives as well, because it takes a lot of vision, a lot of mental
lot of
capacity,
vision, yes.
a lot of patience, a lot of endurance. It takes it's a whole lot. It's very, very taxing. But at the same time, like you're bringing this baby to life, and I think that's the beauty of those spaces and of people who do that. It's incredibly dope. Incredibly dope.
Yeah, definitely.
So what made you go the way of psychology? Like that's I don't know. I feel like I'm kind of everywhere because there's just so many questions that I have. That kind of.
It's just kind of always been it's literally my nature.
Okay.
Like, I've always been curious as to the why behind why people behave the way that they do.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like if you see someone, you're like, they're an asshole, whatever. But it's just like,
why?
well, why are they an asshole?
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Mm-hmm.
But also I just, I don't know. I just kind of naturally took to it. And yeah, I just have a love for it.
So is there anything that you can say like in your I guess learning in I don't know what's the word, I'm trying to use a fancy word, I can't think of one right now, but basically with you matriculation, there it is.
I like it.
What can you like, is there like one or two things that you can say like that you've learned that you apply to your life on like a regular basis? Whether it's like kind of dealing with people or just kind of dealing with things within yourself. That's a solid question.
That is.
Okay.
That's a real. Yeah, I like it. Gosh, I know one thing that recently. This is more recently that I've been kind of like trying to live by. I don't know if this is answering your question or not, by the way.
We don't get there.
But really, gosh, hold on. Okay. Can you say it one more time?
If I could, I would. Okay, so what do you feel like that you've learned in your matriculation?
Yes, there it is again. Okay.
In the course of psychology that you can apply or you have applied like to your life.
It's so that's the other thing too. Like when you speak of that, I feel like you speak of like school and things like that. And like, listen, I'm an old broad, okay? I ain't just come out of school yesterday. So,
it's hard to tell, but yes, okay.
Oh, thank you. No. So a lot of it is just life things, life application, and I feel like I'm able to relate it back to things and understand better because of it. But I don't know one thing that stands out perhaps, but I guess that everyone literally is going through something. Everyone you meet is going through something, and you don't know what it is.
And that's important.
Yeah. So a lot of times we might meet someone and take something personal, or like you might say hey, and they might not respond, and you might like get very offended. Like you don't know what that person's going through. It has nothing to do with you. But just kind of being a little kinder to people because of that, because everyone's going through something.
Absolutely, and that's one thing. It's important to know. A lot of times when people are mad at you, it has absolutely nothing to do with you. And that's one thing I've learned in customer service. Is people come in, or I work in a hotel, so in the morning people are grumpy just to be grumpy. You have something, but it's like I just saw
they
you
didn't sleep well.
Right,
Maybe
but it's
their
like
back hurt. Maybe.
But I just saw you this morning. But I understand that you being upset doesn't like I didn't do anything personally to you. I'm doing the best that I can do right now. But it has nothing to do with you. So I think once more people kind of get into that mindset of it's okay to have a bad day.
Yeah.
It's okay to feel the way that you feel, and also understand that a lot of times when people are upset, it has absolutely zero to do, with you. It's just, it's whatever they have going on. People are always going through something. People keep that in mind. Yeah, all right, this is dope. I definitely appreciate this.
Yeah, can I talk about the other
absolutely.
event?
Oh, yes, absolutely.
Because the one I talked about was Anna's event, which
Okay.
is going to be the first and third Tuesday every month.
All right.
And then my event is going to be the second and fourth Tuesday every month.
Okay.
So, again, older generation. There used to be a show called MTV Unplugged. Are you familiar?
Yes.
Yes. Okay.
Okay, so I'm 39. I'm almost 40.
Oh, same.
Yeah.
I just turned 39.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, June.
Okay.
Whatever.
But yes, so mine is Tuesdays Unplugged. So
Okay.
I'm going to be showcasing 4 artists, but the first night we're doing a shorter version, so just 3. But it's going to be really dope, amazing local artists, and they're going to be with a live band, and they're going to be able to kind of talk about their writing process and the meaning of the song, and kind of like story tell as they're performing.
I will be there.
Yeah, I really just want to give people the
definitely
chance to express and emote. And again, I think it's such a healing thing. Yeah, so I think it's important. Yeah.
So who are some of the artists that you got?
Yeah, so for the first night, I have Love Renee, who is, oh my gosh, she's I call her, I don't know if she likes it or not, I call her Baby Whitney Houston.
Oh.
But she's a young, amazing R&B singer, and when I say that, like, this girl's runs, like, woo, it just like sends chills through my body.
Okay.
And she's just so beautiful and so amazing and so like spunky and cute and fun, and I'm just really looking forward to her progression as an artist.
Absolutely.
So yeah, so I wanted to give her a spotlight. The second one is Ayla. Are you familiar?
Yes, ma'am. That's
Oh
the
my
homie.
gosh,
Yes, sir.
super
Abu. Shout out to
dope.
Abu.
Yes,
Incredibly
Abu,
dope.
super
Incredibly
dope.
dope.
Yes, and this is like one that like anytime that I've seen him perform, like I can be getting ready to leave and I'm like, oh, he's performing, I
Yep.
need to stay, because I know that I'm gonna receive a message. I know that it's
Mhm.
gonna be something dope and amazing that he's gonna be talking about. So and his music is just like, and he probably wouldn't like this either, but he sings a little bit, so it's really amazing. It's amazing. So yeah,
Ready for that.
Yes,
Definitely ready for that.
I don't know that we'll get that on Tuesday, but yeah, he's just a really great guy and great artist. So excited to showcase him. And then the final one for next Tuesday is Shayla Soul.
Okay.
And she is just, whew, a lot of people probably know her from hosting Open All That Soul,
Okay.
which was an open mic that they just brought back. It was a while ago and it stopped and it just came back, so that's amazing. And she's got some other things coming, but another really amazing R&B singer. She gives me like kind of like 90s type of vibes. I feel like just real smooth, like I don't know, she's just amazing. So
Okay.
it's gonna be really great show, and with a live band, like trust me.
And that I am definitely looking forward to. Just because I feel like a live band makes everything like that much better. You know.
Yeah.
Like hearing like one of your favorite rap songs. That's why I love like Tiny Desk. You know what I'm saying? Like hearing Juvenile's Tiny Desk was one of my favorite ones. 'Cause
Right.
it's like, you know,
It
you
just
hearing
makes
those.
it a little.
It gives that little extra energy to it.
Yeah.
So I am definitely looking forward to that.
Yeah.
I know it's going to be a lot more incredible artists to come with that.
Yes, and we're looking for artists too. I mean, I feel like, you know, come to the shows and show support and like see if it's a thing for you. But we definitely are interested in people who are interested in performing as well.
And so the address with that, and then how do people get tickets?
Yes, that is Sound of Music Studios, which is 1511 Brook Road in Richmond, Virginia, North Side. And then the tickets are through Eventbrite, but if you go to my bio, it's the first thing right there. So.
Okay, all right. And how do we get to your bio? How do we follow
Yes,
you?
sorry.
That's
it's,
important.
I was looking at the written there, so I was like, oh, they see it. But it's _ Lilith Rose, which is LILITH Rose.
All right, dope. I always have more questions because I mean I love music and okay, so growing up, actually better yet, what song gets you out of a bad? You having a rough day, kids pissing you off, work pissing you off, people just pissing you off in general. What are some of your go-to songs where it's like, yo, I'm trying to shake this and not go to jail today because it might be the weekend and you ain't gonna get out till Monday?
Yeah. Honestly, if I was trying to calm my mood, I probably would listen to jazz.
Okay.
Because I feel like music with words can take you different places, so it's very you have to choose very carefully if you're in a mood already. But things that will calm me down would be like in a sentimental mood.
Okay.
There's a piano player, Bill Evans, anything by him. But What Are You Doing for the Rest of Your Life? That's one I've been listening to lately. But it's just calming, and it gets me like, okay, I'm good. I can.
To not hurry. I like that. I definitely like that.
I can go again. Yes.
And I feel like that kind of it goes back to live music and almost just really just the care of musicians. Because the song that does it for me is The Foreign Exchange Be Alright. The pain that you know, the evil you seen, I got a feeling that everything's gonna be alright.
I like it.
I'm like, okay, but it's and I've had the chance, oh my God, to see them live, and that's one thing. That's another question that I got for you. That it's I don't know if it's got to be the vibrations, it has to be the energy that's put into live performance that it does something, and then sometimes it translates to wax, sometimes it does not. But I feel like with jazz, to me, almost every time it does. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like it's not a whole lot of great area with that. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not a whole lot. You can't really do too much. It's what you're getting is what you're getting, and it's like, and a lot of times you're getting, if you're listening close enough, you're getting somebody's heart, their soul on wax, and that's always dope to hear, man. Always dope to hear. Yeah. Okay. So I don't know, like how concerts or live performances. What are some of like your favorite live performances that you've seen? Whether you're gonna be mainstream artists or local artists, or some of your favorite artists that you've seen play live.
Gosh, most recently I'm thinking of like Something in the Water, Lil Wayne.
Okay, can we get into that real quick?
I just fucking love Lil Wayne.
Can we get into that real quick?
So, that's like top. I was kind of going crazy during that performance. Yeah.
Have you been to Dreamville?
Not yet, no, because there's like kind of back to back usually.
So let me tell you, I didn't go to Dreamville this year. Last year, the way it was described was, it's like you going over to a dude's house, right? And he has everything that you want there. Your favorite candy, you got the blanket warm, socks are there, you got everything, like with the food that you want to eat. That's kind of how, okay, so in me being older, and I feel like in doing events too, the things that did it for me was the logistical, like the aspects of it, like the layout of it, beautiful. So where we park at is a parking deck. There's about a mile from the parking deck into like to the actual park. Porta potties, right when you leave out the parking deck, clean. But they're clean, like clean. I'm like, all right. So if you've been driving, you got to use the bathroom. Cool. Yeah. You can bring an empty bottle in there. So I fill mine up with liquor. I'm drinking on the way, smoking on the way. By the time I get to the gate, porta potties at the gate. So if you've been walking and you have to use the bathroom, clean. And I'm like, I never thought I'd be excited about porta potties. Super excited. Like, all right, it's already starting off good. So there's a line at general admission, but there's no line at VIP. They say, hey, let's open up VIP to general admission. So I'm like, hey, somebody's doing something right over here. People are actually talking. We're getting people through here. When you walk in, it's a row of vendors, kind of like on a side wall, or it's to your left. So going almost all the way down. It's like that on the opposite side of the park as well. So plenty of vendors. You stand in line, not very long. The way they had the stages set up, opposite ends of the park. But if you're in the middle of the park and you kind of move to either direction, you can hear either stage and it's not overlapping. Beautiful. So it's like I can hear, Burna Boy on stage over here, you know what I'm saying? Lower Dark might be, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. And it's like if I move a little bit, okay, I can hear more of this, but it wasn't like, it wasn't like a jumbled mess. They said it was 50,000 people out there. Took a blanket out there, you can actually sit down. The way everything was just laid out, it felt so like it was just so much space and care and love kind of being put into the layout of it. The performances were great, absolutely, but that's what did it for me with that festival. It was just the way that they kind of had everything take place, and I kind of feel like that goes to like the producer, like planner side of me, where it's like, because I can't, it's hard for me to go to a concert and like really enjoy it. Because I'm looking at the people on stage. I'm looking at, backstage, oh boy, damn, y'all could have did this. Or, I'm saying, this could be, it's just, it's the way my mind works. But
that reminds me. Masego, Brown Island.
Oh my God, amazing. Yes. Did you go to the Taking the Bankers concert?
No, I didn't. No.
$12. It was $12.50 after tax, because it was a $10 ticket. One of the best concerts I've ever been to.
Nice.
Masego was dope.
Yeah. I'm loving Browns Island as a concert venue.
Absolutely. Yeah. And it's a lot of, that's one thing, people in Richmond who are watching, please listen to, there are so many dope events that are happening in this city.
A lot. Yeah.
So many dope events. Close to free or like, it's just, what up though, Corey? What up though, Mr. Ja? But it's just, it's so, in the caliber of artists that are here, top tier. And then the caliber of artists that come here are top tier. It's just, and I feel like it's been like that for quite some time. Because I remember seeing Wayne at the Landmark when it was the Landmark. You know what I'm saying? And this was, fresh off the Arizona drug, whatever. Incredible concert. But you have a lot of artists that want to come here, and they do come here every year. You got, you look at the Jazz Fest and things of that nature. So, this is, it's one of the spots, man. Like, I'm not from here, but I'm so glad that I've been here as long as I have.
Oh, where are you from?
I'm from Detroit.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
I
Hence
came
the
down here
hat.
for I came down here for school,
Okay.
and I just kind of stayed. But I feel like everything that's happening now and everything that I've been able to be involved with and the people that I've met is the reason why I've been here so long.
Yeah,
And it is the city is growing, man, and I love especially with the creative scene. One thing I enjoy, especially riding downtown, it's just seeing murals.
The murals, yeah.
It's like that.
Beautiful, colorful.
Yeah, because I mean, once again, your day might be going terrible. It's like, yo, you look up and you see this amazing piece of work,
Yeah.
and it's you know what I'm saying, it's right there all the time. And knowing that it's a lot of people who are from here, who have been here, that have the outlet and actually are able to do these things. Like I appreciate what we got here, man. Yeah. All right. So something in the water. I'm trying to think who all. Because I kind of jumped. I'm sorry. Because it was Wayne. Who was before Wayne? Because I know the way they had it set up, it was like you kind of end up having to leave. It was the Pharrell and Friends. That's what it was. So I think it was Wayne and
that
Pharrell.
Was a really dope one too.
Yeah, and then
yeah.
So I went to like the one last year? And then the year before, I did go to the one in DC. DC was my first one.
Oh.
And I heard, and part of the reason why I wanted to go to DC because I heard so many stories about the first one.
I was gonna say that one was like untouchable.
And I've heard the the trap karaoke Jay-Z story that whoever was at trap karaoke should be mad at themselves because they missed Jay-Z coming out with the Pharrell and Friends. Yeah, I've heard like when I say several times, like I can't tell you how many times I've heard that story. So
yeah, that was just epic.
So what are some of like your other artists? I mean, of course, Something in the Water, but like what other kind of concerts or festivals have you had a chance to check out?
I haven't been to Dreamville. The only other festival I've been to was Made in America.
Okay.
In Philadelphia, and it was a little less enjoyable.
Philly.
Well,
no,
it wasn't.
I love
no,
Philly.
I love Philly. It wasn't Philly. Come on now. It wasn't that Philly was not enjoyable. The festival I felt was like a lot of literally like teenagers.
Gotcha.
Like it was like Disney World. Like it was just like kids everywhere, and it was just yeah.
This is how I know I'm getting older because when I see like groups of teenagers just kind of roaming around, and it could be, and it's not. I don't care what race they are. They could be. I get nervous because like we're your parents. Like I don't trust y'all being unsupervised right now because it's just I don't know. But that's I can understand it though. Especially like going to some shows and you have a lot of artists, of course, that are using samples from older artists, and a lot of these kids don't know where the original came from.
I know. And I feel so old too because I remember like being a kid and like older people saying that like, oh, that used to be this song, and it's just like that's just music. That's just like we sample this and we sample and we sample and we sample and we. Yeah, I heard some. I was listening to jazz the other day, and there was some guy I'd never heard of, but it was from the '70s, and I heard the from SWV Rain. I heard the melody from it, and it was distinctly that melody. Yes, I screenshot. I'll show you the song later.
It's probably I want to say Amaj Jamal for real. That might
no,
be,
it was a white he looked like French or something. It was a white guy with like a bob haircut.
And that is
I'm telling you, and we ain't know SWV got it from him.
That's why I gotta. So music is that's one thing I would do all the time.
Yeah.
I'm looking up the original songs because now I have to know.
Why? You never know all of them. I'm telling you,
I got like there's
know.
a curiosity that I have. Like, yo, I hear a song and I'm like, I know this has to be sampled from somewhere somehow. There's a website that I use that kind of gets me.
Oh, okay.
When I say clutch, oh my! But I love it though because there are now artists that I'm a fan of, or even if it's just that one song that came out 40, 50 years ago.
Yeah.
You know that you have somebody 40, 50 years later that is still playing that song. So, you know what I'm saying? It's. I feel like with sampling, that's a way to carry on the music. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, there's an artist, Penny Goodwin, Sweet Hot Wind. She's basically talking about her dude. Tyler the Creator used that song, and Hot Wind Blows is him and Lil Wayne. But it's the way that the sample was used. I'm like, yo, I gotta find out what this is.
Really dope,
And now I'm a fan. So it's important to know where these things come from, man. I can't remember what song it is. I should have looked it up. But it's Tarika Blue. It's an Erykah Badu song that used that sample. And the story behind it is that Jay Dilla, who produced the song, who's from Detroit, whatever, they went to a record store and he let her pick out the record. And he was like, you know, basically whatever record you pick, that's what I'm gonna use to I want to say, it wasn't Next Lifetime. Certainly, I believe.
That's hard.
I'm gonna have to look that up, but
Yeah.
but yeah, like it's just kind of like, you know, those I forgot what I was going with that. Those opportunities, those artists,
Yeah.
stuff like that is important. All right, so what we're gonna do, because I feel like I'm rambling at this point. I definitely appreciate you coming through. Once again, if you could let the people know where to follow you, and how to get those tickets.
Yes. _ Lilith Rose on Instagram, and yeah, it's in my bio and through Eventbrite, but you'll see it there. So
make sure y'all check her out every second or fourth Wednesday for your event.
Well, Tuesday. I'll be there every Tuesday, period. So just every Tuesday, come to Sound of Music, 1511 Brook Road.
Y'all check that out. I will be in the building. Once again, thank you for coming through.
Thank you for having
stopping
me.
at the bus stop. I am your host, Bus Driver. I appreciate y'all riding with me. Y'all make sure y'all follow me on Instagram at AKA Bus Driver, on TikTok at AKA Bus Driver 313. We will be back with another dope show. Y'all make sure y'all continue to ride with me, and I'm gonna holler at y'all later. Peace.